It's a fine day for racing here in Tsukuba. It's a fine day for a live concert right at the Tokyo Garden Theater later tonight. It's the Blue Journey Yoake no Uta 150 at Tsukuba, with the Yoake no Uta meaning the Song of Dawn. Now obviously this is to be hosted in accordance to, not exactly in accordance, but how do we say this? But whatever the case is, we're hosting this live race as a support event to the main live that is going to be hosted later tonight at the Tokyo Garden Theater, the Blue Journey first live Yoake no Uta. So anyways, we're going to be taking a look into the track that we'll be racing here at Tsukuba. Now Tsukuba is a track in Ibaraki Prefecture, and Ibaraki is pretty close to the greater Tokyo area, and especially close to the Tokyo Garden Theater. So if you want to tune into this race and wanting to head to the Tokyo Garden Theater for Blue Journey Live, you are able to do so. Anyways, 2.04 kilometers of racetrack, 12 corners in total. 74 laps of racing is to be due here in today's race on Wednesday, 150 kilometers. Looking at target lap times, we might be looking at a 0:57.921. It's a special exhibition race, as what we did with the Summer Live. Also, it coincides with the Blue Journey Live. So yeah, that's the word we're looking for. This race coincides with the Blue Journey Live concert that is due to take place in the next 5 hours. We're looking at 23 entries today, and speaking of these 23 entries, let's take a look into the Spotter's Guide, especially. Here we have the 23 drivers that will be participating in this race. Aaron Mazzi will still represent Tsuramaki Watame in the number 3 car. Atsu Santana will drive number 5 Okayu car, with Lorenzo Ricci driving car number 6 for Hosho Marine. Michael Turner drives the Noel car number 08 with Sean Goliath number 9 in Minato Aqua. Hello for all of you viewing. It's nice to see the viewers coming in to watch the stream. Anyways, let's continue on to the Spotter's Guide. Jeff Rohan representing Tokiyomi Toa with Daniel Goyena representing Usada Pecora, numbers 10 and 11 respectively. Kento Kai, the new driver for Aki Rosenthal, will wear the number 19. Kiko Takaboshi, we apologize if it says Usada Pecora here, but it's actually Shiranui Flair. So apologies to Kiko Takaboshi for getting the wrong Oshi, but whatever the case is, Takaboshi drives for Flair, and that's that. Hinochi Taiyo is a new driver for Shirakami Fubuki, the new full-time driver replacing Richie Rod and stand-in driver Aziz Moazif. He will also be racing in Hall GT3 this weekend. Zeke Wimberley drives for Okami Mio in the number 30 car, with Shazin Reza driving the Himawari Luna car number 31. Anita Perez drives for Sakura Miko in the number 35, right with Maverick Duciem from Hong Kong, driving for Shirobota in car number 43. In car number 46, Kaminai Riba represents Omar Polka, with Rim Olger representing Ozuras Baru in the number 48 car. Fabi Menendez drives the number 54 Hakui Koyori ride, with Sean Pauly driving car number 56, representing Inugami Korone. Hanori Miyuki represents Amane Kanata in the number 57 ride, with Dan Evans representing Takane Lui in car number 61. Last 3 cars, Putri Farakawa representing Yuki Hanalami, now car number 63. Yoraji Kaczynski for Izuki Choko drives car number 74. And Ryu, the last driver on the grid, representing Sakamata Chloe. So, if you want to notice, these cars look eerily similar to the Porsche cars. Well, these are Porsche cars. These are the Porsche 992 GT3s. These are special one-off cars from Stuttgart, and these cars are based on the Blue Journey uniforms that should be used in later in the live later tonight. So, anyways, just wanted to get a bit of an intermission here. Hello everyone, my name is Momashari Reza, and we're gonna get this qualifying session underway. And obviously, it's still just me because obviously a lot of guys are gonna be busy this Wednesday. So let's get into the session here. So we have, excuse me, I forgot to get the timing tower. Okay, so finally we get this qualifying session properly underway here. Welcome to Tsukuba. We're here for the Blue Journey Yoake no Uta 150 race. To get the track map up. So these new cars, obviously not many of them have a lot of knowledge on how these cars would work, given that they're used to different types of machinery. So as what we have seen in the not exactly the Blue Journey live, but the summer splash party races that we hosted late in the August season, we are going to be seeing drivers trying to adjust to these new types of machinery. Now, one-off race to see which driver is the best, but obviously there is no real winner, because obviously all 23 of them are technically winners for technically participating in this race. Well, anyways, let's take a look into some of the drivers who will be starting their laps here at Tsukuba. So we're going to be taking a look into Fabio Mendez's car, number 54. Let's go on board the hood cam in this number 54 Hakui Koyo ride. Coming into the final corner, turn 12, long right-hander. You need to go for that late apex, get the late exit, as put on the throttle as early as possible. And then coming into the uphill crest, coming into turn 1, that is where you need to brake. And then there is this slow right hand, the small right hand king into turn 2. And then we have the kings turns 3 and 4 before we head into the double apex left-hander, turns 5 and 6. It's literally just one corner. And then coming into the 90-degree right-hander in turn 7, 22.932 for Fabio Mendez first sector. And then coming into the long sweeping left-handers of 8 and 9. But once you come into turn 9, you have to brake into turn 10. Slow hairpin, and then coming into turn 11 here, exit to this back straight, longest straight on the circuit, well, in which it will lead you up into the final corner. That is turn 12, first lap times of the day, 58.280 for Shazin Reza. Riba not far behind. Oh, Fabio Mendez really trying to escape this car around, but will it be enough for Fabio Mendez to steal a pole position? No, it does not. Danilo Goyena though, 57.677. Smashes the lap time expectations by 0.3 of a second. Really shows you how good of a driver Danilo Goyena is. Looking into more drivers who are about to cross the line. Alderson Tara with provisional pole 57.612. Fastest driver yet. And then we're looking at drivers who are making a string of lap times. Reza is of course being stuck behind lap cars, while cars were setting a lap time, so that will hinder Shazin Reza's efforts just a bit. More drivers are looking to complete their lap time. Shonga Lyle, 57.571 for him. That's a provisional pole position for the young Malaysian. Not many improvements for some of the other drivers here. But Kiko Takaboshi jumps out to 6th place. 58.073. Farah Kamal does not improve. Fabio Mendez does not improve, but Daniel Goyena gets blocked. Just shows you how much of influence traffic is here on this racetrack. Really, 1 minute 4.92. Not the best lap time, but he can try better. And then we have Kento Kai for Aki Rosenthal, 6th place for him, 57.970, only 0.4 of a second behind. More drivers are looking to complete their lap times, and then looking into Shadreza, who is still stuck. Still losing a lot of time here. There's like 5 drivers in front. Shadreza might need to think of pinning soon. I mean, looking at him, he's not really going to gain a lot of inroads. We have drivers racing each other in qualifying. Jeff Rohan currently 12th place for Tokoyami Toa, and Lorenzo Ricci representing Hoshin Marine. They're both racing each other, and that's not going to do them any favors. You see these drivers here. Raiju Zinski literally in front of the pile here, and he is literally holding everyone up. He's currently 2nd slowest. Just wanted to get a bit of an intermission here just to fix things a bit. And then we have a bit of confirmation that Reza has entered the pits. He said he's had enough of this lap car shenanigans. So that's Shazin Reza here. So anyways, if anyone is interested to buy tickets to the first Blue Journey Live, the Yoake no Ota concert, which is due to take place later today at just wanted to check the time. Not exactly in 5 hours. We apologize. Not actually in 5 hours, but just wanted to check the day. Just wanted to check the time because I want to be too mistaken. Yeah, in 5 hours time, 7 p.m. JST. 5 hours from now, If you want to get your tickets to buy tickets to the Blue Journey Live and all that stuff, either through a live stream or through on-site viewing, like getting actual tickets to view the concert live at the Tokyo Garden Theater, you can scan the QR code in the bottom right. Ooh, very aggressive turn into pit entry there for Zeke Wimberly. So anyways, back on topic, tickets, QR code, you can scan it on the bottom right. Current drivers to beat. Sean Galio representing Minato Aqua. A few days prior to today, Minato Aqua has showcased herself in Blue Journey uniform, and she is definitely vibing in said uniform. I mean, she's doing those funny hand gestures. So yeah, it just sets the tone for the rest of the events leading up to the big live. And Sean Galio is absolutely showing up. Another driver that is actually showing up, Zeke Wimberly, in this number 30 Okami Mio ride. Now, I just wanted to showcase you how these cars look like. Obviously, we have the Hall Life Production logo here in the front corners of the car. We have the logo for Cover Corporation. The logos for Blue Journey in the windshield and the hood, if you can see here. And then we have the talents' respective logos on the sides. This is for Okami Mio for Zeke Wimberly. And then we also want to pay attention to the numbers because a bit different from what we are used to in Hall Life GT3. We're looking at we look to have these numbers in the windshield as well as the sides of the car and the back for GT cars. So it's a refreshing sight. New cars, new opportunities for new drivers. Right now, Shadowed Reza is still being stuck behind lap cars. It's not doing himself too much of a favor, so obviously he really needs to get himself into some clean air if he wants to have a shot of winning this race. I mean, if you remember what happened in the Splash Party Live, he obviously was ripping through everyone in both the Daybreak and Nightfall races, Sunshine and Night races. And of course, Shadowed Reza, being one of the best drivers in the ARO by the amount of wins, he's already had 8 wins in points-paying races in both ARO series, 5 in the Hall Life GT3, 3 in Formula Hall Life up to this point. He has won the most recent Formula Hall Life race at Bororam, so a lot of expectations are into Shadowed Reza to perform for Luna and all the Lunaks watching. Looking into the rest of this field in this qualifying session, Dan Evans currently still the slowest of the bunch. 2.4 seconds behind the pole sitter, that is Sean Galio. Meanwhile, we have Hinochi Tayo, Indonesian driver, gets himself into 8th place. Excuse me, just need to check things out a bit. And Shadowed Reza is still being stuck behind traffic. In front of him is... just wanted to check who he is. Fabio Mendes. Fabio Mendes currently down in 16th place. And right now it's hindering Shadowed Reza's efforts just a bit. So not doing himself any favors. Kaminari Riba now jumps up to 12th place. 58.186 for the Italian driver. But meanwhile, we have Jeff Rohan appearing from out of nowhere. He's now up to 5th place with Daniel Goyena. Now he's the one improving. He's up to 3rd. Mavidou Siam improving his position. He's now up to 9th. We're looking at the track ramping up, coming into this end of this qualifying session as the track rubbers in, and the track is being rid of the dust that has been accumulating at the racetrack. Shadowed Reza obviously losing a good amount of time here. He's only 5/10 behind the fastest time, Sean Galio. Let's see if he can improve. Yes, he does. Both Mendes, Takaboshi, and Shadowed Reza improve for 7th, 8th, and 9th, respectively. So, good effort for these three drivers to get themselves up. And there's still a lot of movements. Reba now jumps up to 8th. Richi's now up to 7th. You can also see that Kento Kai gets up to a few positions before being dropped down to 12th. The track is really ramping up coming into this end of this qualifying session. And Rim Olgor trying to find a way past. That looks like Raiko Farakama there. No, it's Dan Evans. Obviously, Remogo currently sits inside the top 5. Just wanted to adjust things a bit. Remogo still being stuck behind lap traffic. That's not gonna aid his efforts in qualifying. Meanwhile, we have Fabio Mendes improving yet again. He's now up to 4th. Now let's talk about the first 5 members who announced this Blue Journey live. Sakura Miko, Shirogane Noel, Hakui Koyori, as well as... what are the other 2 members? Hosho Marine and... who's the other member? Well, whatever. Well, looking into Fabio Mendes being one of them, he's currently in 4th place. And then we also have a few drivers like Reba currently in 9th place, so doing himself a lot of favors. Sheldon Reza has a bit of traffic in front, but I'm not sure if this is gonna hinder him too much. But just as when we said that, Fabio comes into the pits, so Sheldon Reza has a lot of clean air. Let's take a look into Sheldon Reza's lap time. Down the gears in turns 1 and 2. Cars in front, never mind that. Meanwhile, Anita Perez jumps up to 8 before she drops under 9 in that Miko car. Lorenzo Ricci now is inside 3rd place. Sheldon Reza is still looking to find some lap time gains. He's only 4/10ths behind on the first sector. Let's hope that Sheldon Reza gains a bit of time on that second sector, because obviously this is only his first hot lap. He'll probably need 2 hot laps because warming up the tires takes a long time here at Tsukuba. You need at least 2 laps to warm up your tires. Sheldon Reza crossing in the timing beam for the second sector. Ooh, down by a good amount here in by 7/10ths of a second to Sean Lyle. Coming into the final corner, he jumps himself up to 12, but hopefully with fresher tires. And hopefully, well, lap cars not being too much of an influence, Sheldon Reza might be able to steal some more positions. He's bumped Farah Kamal down to 13th. It's a bit of a train here coming into this end of this qualifying session. Goyena keeps improving, or rather it doesn't improve much, as Goyena is currently in what should be solid 2nd place, front row start forthcoming for Goyena. Meanwhile, we have another one, Tayo, with an amazing lap time from him to put this Fubuki car up into 7th place. Sheldon Reza now losing a good amount of time here as he's now looking to be stuck behind some lap cars. Sheldon Reza is really trying his best to find some lap time. But right now it's not forthcoming. Sheldon Reza is currently stuck in 13th place. So obviously Sheldon Reza needs to do a bit more to try to get himself into top 10. But if you know Sheldon Reza and his strategy game, sometimes his strategy game can be executed to absolute perfection. And because of that, Sheldon Reza might not be the driver to focus on track overtakes, but sometimes when strategy needs to be done, Sheldon Reza can get the job done. But right now, Sheldon Reza is currently in 13th place. Coming into this end of this qualifying session, the last drivers are setting their lap times. Golile and Goyena are not taking any further part in this qualifying session. Fabio Mendes has open, clean air in front of him. Let's see if he can gain a lot of lap time against guys inside the top 5. He needs to be at least 1.5 faster for him to beat Zeke Wimberly and to have a shot on the top 5. Oh, down by a good amount, 0.6 of a second there on that first sector for Fabio. Obviously representing Hakui Kori, the checkered flag has dropped. It's the end of this qualifying session here in Tsukuba. The qualifying session for the Blue Journey Yoake no Uta 150-kilometer race at Tsukuba comes to an end. Well, it's coming to an end. You can see here Fabio Mendes hasn't been improving, and he hasn't been gaining a lot of lap time. Looking at the other drivers here, Sheldon Reza is currently exiting turn 11 to come into turn 12. Obviously being the last driver to come to lap time. And now we have confirmation Fabio Mendes have already crossed the line. And just wanted to get a bit of an intermission here, just to check if everyone has crossed the line or not. Yes, everyone has crossed the line. And without it away, before we get into the starting line now, we wanted to do a bit of a plug. So, we have the Blue Journey first live, Yoake no Talk, coming up, and it's definitely coming in around 4 hours and 45 minutes. So if you still want to buy tickets to tune the live stream, there's a QR code at the right side of your screen, and hopefully if you can scan the QR code, you'll be redirected to the ticketing section, hopefully, and you can sort out your payment options and get access to the first Blue Journey live. So with that out of the way, let's take a look into the starting lineup here for the Blue Journey Yoake no Ota 150-kilometer race here at Tsukuba. Now we have a surprising pole sitter, Sean Goliath, in that Minato Aqua, right? He has scored a pole position before in the Hall GT3. That was at Motegi Split B. He still represents Minato Aqua to this day, but that might change later on as he currently sits in pole position. Daniel Goyena's alongside him in the Tsukuba Pecora car, showing himself to be a fine driver. Alongside him in the front row is the number 9 Minato Aqua car and the number 11 Tsukuba Pecora car on the front row. Aldo Santaro, 3rd place for the Okayu driver. Lorenzo Ricci, 4th place for Hojo Marine. Zeke Wimberly scores a top 5 in qualifying for Okamimio alongside Fabio Mendes, who starts 6th in for the Hakui Koyori. Hinochi Tayo represents Shirakami Fubuki for the first time in the ARO. Looks to make his Hall IGT3 debut this weekend. He represents Shirakami Fubuki in 7th place. Rim Olgor alongside him in 8th for Ozura Subaru. Jeff Rohan, he is slowly acclimatizing himself to the ARO scene. He's currently 9th for Tokoyami Toa with Anita Perez 10th for Sakura Miko. Kaminari Riba starts 11th with Keiko Takaboshi in 12th. They represent Omar Polka and Shiranui Flair respectively. Shadreza in 13th place for Himamori Luna alongside his Malaysian teammate Putri Farah Kamal. They represent Himamori Luna and Yuki Hanalami respectively. And then 15th place is Kento Kai in his home race alongside Keiko Takaboshi. Just wanted to remind you that as well. Kento Kai represents Aki Rosenthal in 15th alongside his former ride, that is the Shirbotan rides. Maverick Dusem is now the new driver in 16th place. And then we have Michael Turner representing Shiragai Noel, starts 17th. Aaron Mazzi starts for Watame in 18th. He looks to continue his presence in the Watame ride sometime soon. Relio 19th for Sakamata Chloe alongside Sean Paul in 20th. Relio representing Sakamata Chloe and Sean Paul representing Inugami Korone. In 21st is Amane Kanata representative Hanari Miyoki with Raiji Kaczynski 22nd for Yusuke Choko. And Dan Evans rounds out the 23 car field in 23rd representing Takane Loi. So with that out of the way, let's get this race processing underway. As you can see here, all these 23 cars are properly lined up here in this race. And now we're gonna get this race finally underway. The Blue Journey Yoake no Ota 150-kilometer race at Tsukuba is about to get underway. It is Sean Goliath in the front row, and with Daniel Goyena alongside. The 74-lap race begins here, and now we can see the Porsches barreling down into turn 1, and you can see here, no surprise here that Sean Goliath takes the lead, but look at Aldous and Tannerau stealing 2nd place. Again with the issues with the timing tower, we apologize for that. Meanwhile, Sean Goliath continues forward in the lead of this race, and Tannerau is in 2nd. Goyena is now under pressure from Lorenzo Ricci, who's looking to get himself into 4th place. Meanwhile, 5th is Danilo Goyena, but we'll have to check that as well. Just wanted to check the current timing tower because it's currently a bit messy. Goliath leads, and Tannerau 2nd, Ricci 3rd, Goyena 4th. Zeke Wimberly rounds out the top 5 positions. Fabio Mendes currently sits in 6th with Hinoshi Tayo 7th. A side-by-side battle between Rohan and Rim Olgor. Rohan's on the outside with Olgor on the inside. Ooh, they're still side-by-side here, the 40 and the 10 side-by-side. And it looks to me that Olgor might just be the winner in this one, with Kaminari Riba running out of the top 10. There's still side-by-side battles left, right, and center as we approach the first few corners. Starting lap 2. We still have a few drivers who are not properly registered in the timing tower, like our... just hang on. Maverick Duciem is not properly credited into the timing tower. He's currently sitting 15th. Oh, there's another side-by-side battle here from between Perez and Turner, I guess, but I think it's mostly towards Michael Turner against Anita Perez, as they're still side-by-side. Coming into the final corner, we're going to start lap 3. Goliath is currently having this race in the bag. No, it's actually in the bag, but he's currently putting this race under his control. But we have fastest lap being traded by some drivers. Lap 3 this race, and these flat 6 engines are music to any motorsport fans' ears. And it's a good sign of the symphony that is going to accompany the first live of the Blue Journey concert. Obviously, Blue Journey Live has a bit of a different vibe to the usual live concert that we've been seeing in Hall Life. This time, it's a bit more somber than usual. Obviously, there hasn't been, it's a bit more emoi for if you are Japanese. Like, it's a bit more emotional in a sense. Anyway, Sean Goliath with another fastest lap, 57.206. Goliath is controlling this race like it was the back of his head, So obviously Goliath hasn't been performing at his best back when the Nissans were not that great in Hall I GT3, but now he's really flexing his muscle. And now the Aqua Ride definitely has something to show for. Number 9 car still leads with Okayu car currently second. We will have a battle between Takaboshi and Perez. Side by side between the two. Still no contact. Nice clean racing between Takaboshi and Perez. Will Perez attempt a dive bomb down the inside? No, she's too far back. Takaboshi hangs on to 12. Another fastest lap for Sean Goliath as Tanneral drops back. Richie's not far behind. The battle for second is on. Now pit strategy is gonna be the name of the game because it's only like 150 kilometers of racing. It's shorter than your usual Hall I GT3 race. And definitely longer than the Splash Party Live races that we've had. And meanwhile, we have Kai and Mazzy side by side. That one time, Kai still, quote-unquote, has the edge. I think this is a battle for 17th and 18th because just wanted to double check here. Duciem and Farah Kamal are not registered in the timing tower just yet. But meanwhile, we have a battle between Duciem and Michael Turner for 14th place. Another fastest lap by Sean Goliath. He's running riot in this race. Meanwhile, the gap in the top 5 has definitely opened up, but the gap at the back is definitely still tight. As you can see here, Rim Olgor losing touch to Jeff Rohan. The gap's now 4.3 seconds. But for some of these drivers, they might think pitting, I don't think pitting is the right move, and that's the dilemma some of these drivers are experiencing. You can see here, Sheldon Reza, and obviously down inside the top 10. Obviously gaining a lot of positions there and looks to defend his position against Kaminari Reba. But there's another battle here brewing between Perez and Turner. Perez is having to deal with a lot of hands this race. Both the steering wheel and having to deal with multiple other drivers as well, as Perez currently sits in 13th place. Another fastest lap for Sean Goliath. Fastest lap after fastest lap after fastest lap. Sean Goliath is doing the Michael Schumacher. I mean, it's like France 2004 maybe. It's like Hungary 1997? Was it Hungary 1998? Whatever the case is, Goliath is dominating against the rest of the field, at least this early in this race. We're crossing through into the first 10th of this race soon enough, and now looking into potential battles. Turner against Perez. Ooh, trying to find a way past, but not enough. If you want to know who made this Porsche car, you gotta thank Gorilla Mods. Obviously, the link to the download for this car file, the car mod, is in the description. Same goes for the track mod. It's DDM Tsukuba. It's basically the Tsukuba Circuit by the guys at DDM. Again, showing Goliath fastest lap of this race, still showing that he's got what it takes. And we will have a side-by-side battle between Riba and Takaboshi. We have the Polka and Flare car side-by-side. It looks like the Flare car might have the advantage, but looking at Riba, he might have the momentum. He's too far back. We are at 10% race distance, and looking into current situations. Ooh, another side-by-side battle. This time it's between what looks to be Aaron Mazzi and Kento Kai. What should be a battle for 17th place. Yeah. Looking at the drivers further back, we have Hanori Miyuki in 23rd, Ryu down in 22nd, Dan Evans now in 21st, Raji Kaczynski 20th, and then Sean Pauli 19th, Mazzi 18th, Kento Kai 17th. Farah Kamal currently sitting in 16th place, Duciam 15th. Michael Turner currently in 14th place. You can see, as you've seen here, fastest lap by Shongo Lyle once again, as he's still trying to edge ahead. I'm at Tanarao. Nice to see the viewers here. If you are, apologies if I have to stream in English. I'm still trying to find Japanese people to help make Japanese streams. Right now I'm just doing the best I can with what limited resources I have. But meanwhile, we have a battle here. Turner is looking to be challenged by Perez, and now Perez gets back up to 13th place. There's a good momentum here coming into turn 7 and 8. Perez obviously having this position under control, but not for long. As you can see here, Michael Turner. And now we have a switch of play. Aldister and Tanner are 56.742, fastest lap of the race so far. And right now, Tanner is going to be looking to pounce on the opportunity against Goliath. Coming into the hairpins. And you can see here more battles here between Perez and Turner. There were side by side at turn 12. And this is still a very, very feisty race. Michael Turner and Anita. Oh, they're still at it. They're still at it. But for how much longer? We're going to go on board with Maverick Duciem to see how this battle goes. They're still side by side. The Miko and Noel cars giving them their absolute everything, leaving nothing on the table. And there's more side-by-side battles here at the back. Duciem is now against Farah Kamal. A Shishilami car is currently side-by-side as well. Oh, I think there was almost contact there between Riba and Turner. But obviously, Turner now has the slight advantage. He's now currently up in 12th place. And Tanner out still looking to try to get his race under control. And you can see here more battles between what should be Kento Kai and Aaron Mazzi. Kento Kai currently up into 17th place for Aki Rosenthal. Rim Ogor still leads this train of race cars here, ahead of Takaboshi. Shazman Reza currently down in 11th place. You can see here Mazzi and Kai still side by side. There's a lot of action, a lot of intriguing battles here. Here at Ibaraki, here at Tsukuba. There's a lot of twists and turns here in this Blue Journey Yoake Hotel 150-kilometer race. And right now, there could be even more twists and turns, because you see here, there's another side-by-side battle coming up. Now we have what looks to be Perez trying to be looking to be under pressure from Farah Kamal, who was in 15th place, is going to try to make a move against Perez. Now Farah Kamal's at the 14th. And Michael Turner puts Shazin Reza down in 12th place with a neat move down. It should be on the inside. The old car is showing what it takes there, but not for long. As you see here, Shazin Reza pulls one back against Turner with a switchback move. Now he looks to try to go side by side with, let me see, Keiko Takaboshi. Goliath and Tannerao, the difference between the two is only like 300ths of a second. The battle for the race lead is still not done yet. Goliath sets the new fastest lap of this race. They're trading blows at this rate, Goliath and Tannerao. Aqua and Okayu having some connections multiple times throughout their history here in Hall Life. Touring love. Okayu wanted to do a love sign, but Okayu just friend zoning Aqua with a piece. Anyways, Jeff Rohan still currently finding an opportunity against Hinoshi Taiyo, who's currently in 7th place for Shirakami Fubuki. Kento Kai side by side with Sean Pauli. Now we have another trading. We now have another blows traded. Alston Tannerao 56.714. That's the new fastest lap of this race. And now Lorenzo Ricci steals the fastest lap at the brim. It looks like. Back here at Tsukuba, and obviously nothing much has changed except Shazin Reza, who's coming into the pits. The first driver coming into the pits, he might try an undercut strategy, but he might need to be mindful of where traffic is. As you can see here, Golal has already put Shazin Reza a lap down, and now Shazin Reza down in 23rd place. He's looking to have some kind of clean air. Exits just ahead of Jeff Rohan. But obviously he has definitely exited ahead behind Daniela Goyena. Oh, apologies here, it's not Jeff Rohan, it's Zeke Wimberly. So new changes here at the moment. As you can see here, Shazin Reza now being lapped, first driver a lap down. You can see here Zeke Wimberly is breathing down Shazin Reza's neck as he tries to put Shazin Reza a lap down. But obviously Shazin Reza with the fresher tires, we don't know if he is going to stay out for as long as he can until the end of this race. Could this pit stop be the only pit stop? Or in the case of Shazin Reza might have a really fresh tire and a lot of clean air in front of him. He might be able to steal a lot of lap times away from Golala and Tanara at this straight. And now you can see here Wimberly trying to make a move against Shazin Reza. Shazin Reza has to open up the space. That's not what Shazin Reza would want, as you can see here. Side by side between Wimberly and Shazin Reza. If Shazin Reza can really hang it around the inside line here at this hairpin. Coming into turn 7, Shazin Reza might be able to have a good run on the outside at turn 7 to try to defend his position. This is not what Shazin Reza wants in his undercut strategy. And now Zeke Wimberly has the inside line. Shazin Reza almost couldn't hang on to it. And Shazin Reza gets shuffled off just slightly. And that looks to be Zeke Wimberly's position. As Zeke Wimberly might push Shazin Reza a lap down. Zeke Wimberly still hanging around the inside. Shazin Reza around the outside. Will Shazin Reza have enough momentum? Zeke Wimberly puts Shazin Reza a lap down. Zeke Wimberly has lapped Shazin Reza. It's not looking good for Shazin Reza, but for Shazin Reza, that's probably the least of his concern, because that is literally his fastest lap of the session so far. Not exactly the fastest lap of the race. Best personal. But obviously Shazin Reza being stuck with basically a car in front. He's not doing himself any favor. He's already lost a good amount of time. Meanwhile, we have to take a look into the rest of the field here. So there's a train of race cars here at Tsukuba. Keiko Takaboshi being one of the passengers apparently. Rim Olgor now trying to defend against Takaboshi. Now Takaboshi is looking for an opportunity. She's looking for any doors to open. And now looking at the Noel car that could probably steal positions from both of them. Turner's gonna try to make a double overtake against both Takaboshi and Turner. How will this go? The answer is almost going to be a clear-cut yes. Michael Turner, a double overtake move. What a move from the Australian as he now puts himself in 9th place. So there is us losing a good amount of time against Zeke Wimberly here. All with him being placed a lap down. So Reza's not gonna have a very easy race here at this rate. He needed some clean air. He needs a lot of time gain with clean air, but right now it's not looking good for him. As you can see here, Mazzi have just overtaken Perez for 13th place. Well, sorry, 14th place. As you can see here in front is actually Potri Farakama, who is actually in 13th place. Bravo 14 is still hot. Perez and Mazzi side by side. It's the Elite Baby versus the Sheep. And Mazzi tries to dive out make a dive out around the inside. Turns 10 and 11, as you can see here. Mazzi tries to hang on to 13th place. A lot of Porsches barreling down this back straight. What a symphony of V6s we have. Sorry, I6s. It was a flat 6. Should we call it F6? Whatever. Whatever the case is, these Porsches ripping through the racetrack in near melancholic fashion. It's poetry, I guess. Shareza is gaining slightly on Hanari Miyuki. That's when you know there might still be some of a chance. But obviously, by challenging inside the top 5 might just be out of the equation for Shazrin. With the 125, that's still his personal best. But if this is the best he could do, then the top 10 finish might just be his target, because obviously compared to the cross kart that he raced a few weeks ago, this is a completely different machine. He's used to how the Honda drives, but due to how much of a specific requirement the Porsche requires, right now Shadreza is looking to try to make the most out of this race. He's looking for a top 10 finish. Meanwhile, Perez and Mazzi side by side once again, but this time it's in Perez's favor. She now gets up into what should be 14th place. Parkama's still in 13th. Oh, training blows between the two, looks like. Mazzi tries to make a move into Farah Kamal to put himself back into 13th. Farah Kamal has to leave room for Mazzi. Farah Kamal still has the inside line. Farah Kamal just might be able to defend. They might still be side by side exiting the hairpin, the 10-11 hairpin. And as you can see here, Farah Kamal manages to defend. Side by side, still Perez on turn 12 on the inside. Now again on the inside goes Mazzi against Perez. Again, a case of inseparable affairs between two drivers. This time it's between Mazzi and Perez. A lot of great racing here in Tsukuba, with everyone driving the same car, with everyone basically just trying to best climatize to the Porsche. Shangala has had experiences with the Porsche. Just wanted to remind everyone, he has basically also had some lap times logged in the Porsche, which explains why currently Goliath is currently top of the table. But we also wanted to mention that Goliath is currently stuck behind lap cars. Hanari Miyuki is currently 22nd, and now we now get to see Shangala trying to make a move down the inside of Miyuki, see if he can lap Hanari Miyuki. Shangala already making moves against Hanari Miyuki. But Antanaro is soon to follow. Let's see if Antanaro can quickly dispatch of Miyuki. The answer is gonna be yes. The battle for the lead just gets spicier. And now Antanaro goes down the inside against Goliath. We have the Aqua and Okayu cars in battle for the race lead here at the Blue Journey. Yoake no the 150-kilometer race here in Tsukuba. And now the Okayu car has the inside line at turn 7. Inside turn 6. Which turns to the outside line at 7, and it looks to me that Antanaro might be the favorites to take this race lead, coming into the hairpin of turns 10 and 11. Now you see Goliath trying to really challenge Antanaro for the race lead. They're still side by side, nothing is separating between the two. But it looks like Goliath might just have the edge for now, and now you can see here Lorenzo Ricci, Daniel Goyena have also caught up into the mix. Lorenzo Ricci trying to find a way past Miyuki. Antanaro is not looking to get lapped by Miyuki because right in front of him is Son Goliath, and if Miyuki manages to unlap herself against Antanaro, that's not going to do Goliath any favors. But look at Antanaro side by side once again with Goliath. Now Goliath again. Antanaro on the outside at turn 7. Will it prove to be effective for him? The battle for the race lead is getting spicy. And now Antanaro still drops to second place. Tries to look for a race lead against Goliath. It's still the status quo. Anyways, looking into current affairs here, Antanaro still looking to find a way past Goliath. Goliath is starting to get stuck in behind Aurelio. Aurelio, of course, currently sitting in 21st. Sean Goliath looking at Antanaro, almost struggling against Lorenzo Ricci now. Lorenzo Ricci is looking to make a move against Antanaro. Now Ricci still second place. Another chain of events have now led to Antanaro dropping down to third place. Ricci is now the challenger for the race lead. Apologies for a short break here as Antanaro tries to challenge back Ricci here. As you can see here, they were really getting on it. Then they were trying to make a move into turns 5 and 6. And now they're still side by side, Antanaro and Ricci. Well, Antanaro hanging around the outside. And you can see here, now Ricci is looking to try to make a move against Shongala. Shongala tried to go around the outside to unlap Aurelio. And now, just wanted to check into the rear end onboard here. You can see here, now Lorenzo Ricci has the inside line at turn 12. Now Lorenzo Ricci is your race leader. The battles just keep on giving. Shadrin Reza is absolutely enjoying this battle here as he manages to steal a lot of lap times against the leaders. But of course, he is currently on the same lap as Hanari Miyuki. They're both one lap down against the leaders. And right now, the leaders have yet to pit. And right now, Shadreza needs to clear the leaders if Shadreza needs to have a realistic chance of trying to steal something. Maybe the top 5, maybe the race lead, who knows? Now we have Goliath and Goyena. The Aqua and Pecora cars trading blows at the exit of turn 11. Now coming into turn 12. Goyena now steals second place from Goliath, but not for long. As you can see here, Goliath has the inside line off the final corner, and now Goliath looks to steal back the second place spot. More side-by-side battles now between Antanarao and Goyena as Antanarao tries to regain his spot in the podium positions. Shadow Reza is absolutely enjoying this battle, but obviously he still has Zeke Wimberley in front. And you can see here more battles between a lot of these drivers. Here Antanarao tries to defend third place, and he manages to successfully do so. Meanwhile, between Goliath and Antanarao, Goliath is going to finally try to overtake Goliath, but this time it will be for second place as Richie tries to find a way past lap cars here. It's absolutely a difficult challenge to overtake here in Tsukuba, especially, but it is remedied with the same cars, but only to an extent. But obviously, because of it, everyone has the same car, everyone has similar driving characteristics, and of course, it also kind of makes it a bit more difficult. So it's a bit of a Schrodinger's difficulty in terms of overtaking challenges. But you can see here, Shadow Reza getting a good amount of lap time, as well as Zeke Wimberley here. Shadow Reza, of course, still stuck behind Zeke Wimberley. Obviously, the drivers in front have yet to pit. Shadow Reza have already pitted. No mandatory pit windows or mandatory pit stops required. As you can see here, Zeke Wimberley is looking to definitely be stuck behind Miyuki, as Shadow Reza might have a chance to unlap himself. Jeff Rohan still just chilling in 8th place. As you can see here, the drivers are really bunching up here for trainer race cars here at Tsukuba. Coming into the exit of the final corner here, you can see we still have the status quo. Obviously, Farah Kamal still standing in 14th place, Mazzy in 15th, Kento Kai 16th, Ducey 17th, Paulie 18th, Kaczynski 19th, Evans is in 20th, Rilu 21st, Miyuki 22nd, Shadow Reza is in 23rd. As you can see here, Sean Goliath now trying to go for round 2 against Richie here, exiting turn 7 and 8. He might have a chance here, but now Goliath's going to try to hang it around the outside to contest the race lead from Richie, but Richie is holding steadily. And now Shadow Reza obviously getting very close there to Miyuki. But obviously he still has Zeke Wimberley to deal with in front. Wimberley still ahead of Shadow Reza, and obviously Wimberley is on a race of his own. Goyena is still in front, but he still needs to clear Miyuki. There is still no pit activity as of late, and once pit activity has taken place, Shadow Reza might be able to steal something. As you can see here, Goyena is now putting Antanarao down to 4th place here, but Antanarao is going to try to challenge with an inferior line coming into the S section here. And now you can see Goyena manages to hang it around, with Antanarao having to relinquish 3rd place. Now, but Antanarao might have something to say about it as he tries to go for a cheeky inside move into turn 11. Oh, gets squeezed. But it looks to do the trick, and you can see here Wimberley is trying to find a chance against the Kanata car. But right now, it's not forthcoming just yet. But now Wimberley is going to try to hang it, dive it around the inside. Shadow Reza might be able to sniff at an opportunity to steal something from Miyuki in the race on who gets the final second last spot. And now Zeke Wimberley and Shadow Reza finally managing to trade blows against Miyuki. That is what Shadow Reza wants. Basically getting on the leaders. And now we have another trading of blows. You can see here Antanarao and Goyena. Now Goliath tries to clear Lorenzo Ricci here, as Goliath now has the inside line against lap cars. I think that is Rilu, and Rilu is being shuffled down the lap behind the leaders, and that's an unfortunate case for Leo. But then again, a lot of these drivers have yet to pit. Only Shadariza has already pitted. Ooh, just wanted to tell them something. So anyways, it's an amazing battle. Nice day here in Tsukuba. We're gonna take a short break in around lap 37. We're gonna go back around lap 38 and 9 just to rest the road a bit. Some really competitive racing here in Tsukuba. Obviously, Shongalile had this race under control. Then lap cars played a huge role. And now Golile is currently down in second place after being overtaken by Lorenzo Ricci. Manages to seize the opportunity of lap cars for him to steal the race lead. The difference between lap times is a bit jarring. Golile 8/10 slower than Ricci. Still a nice day here at Tsukuba. And you can see here Ricci and Golile now trying to find a way past each other. Ricci has the advantage, but only just. Golile still trying to find a way past. As you can see here, let's take a look into some of the other battles that might just form. You can see here Olgor, the gap between himself and Takaboshi have really opened up. This is another train of cars, although it's a bit more strung out. As you can see here, Olgor hanging around the top 10, still being in contention, but he isn't gaining a lot of time against the leaders. You can see here Ricci is still stuck behind lap cars. Shadariza is still stuck behind Zeke Wimberly here. I think. Sorry, Leo is actually in front of Shadariza, so Shadariza has some fighting for position that he needs to do. I think everyone is not going to be opting for a pit stop at this rate. Shadariza trying to go around the outside line, but I don't think that's the best move. He might be under pressure from his Gen 4 teammate, Hanori Miyuki. Obviously, we want to add that Miyuki should be a stand-in driver for Hamane Kanata. But the true right lies within the Copacabana Aero ride. Shadariza still having a pretty similar lap time to the leaders. Dan Evans now being under pressure from the leader, that is Lorenzo Ricci. There's also Raja Kaczynski as well. Raja Kaczynski, who's actually sitting in 19th place. Dan Evans currently sits in 20th. The battle for the race lead have now finally calmed it, but not for long here. Zantanara might try to sneak in the move down the inside of Lyle. There's another side-by-side battle. We see Tayo and Rohan. The Fubuki car has the slight advantage, but the Rohan car might just be able to fight back. And now starting lap 37, we're gonna take a short break here. We might return on lap 39. You're watching the you're currently watching the Blue Journey Yoake no Ota 150-kilometer race at Tsukuba. Back here, Tsukuba, we've just started the second half of this race. Goliath still leads Antanara, but is not ahead of Ricci, who is actually the leader of this race. Just wanted to check back onto current situations here. Olgor, the gap between himself and Turner was at 24 seconds. It's now dropped down to 21, as you can see here. Goliath still trying to get himself close to Ricci. But obviously, we're now really calming ourselves in. And just another reminder, if you want to get tickets to the Blue Journey's first live, the Yoake no Uta concert, there's a QR code in the bottom right that redirects you to the ticket checkout. You can get a live stream ticket, or you can get an on-stream ticket if you are in Japan. So either one of the two is nice, but if you can be on site, that would be very amazing. Apologies for the background audio there. Race still being very calm at the moment. We're having a very calm transition into the second half of this race, but not for long here, as Hiroshi Tayo now steals a position away from, this time, Jeff Rohan. Tayo now being in 7th place, but Rohan just about losing out, but he might find an opportunity, but will there be? I think that's the end of this battle for now. Jeff Rohan currently edging ahead of Michael Turner here. Ooh, and looking into some of the other prospect drivers who are battling, you can see here Antanara is trying to get himself close to Goliath. Gaps down, drop down to 3.72 seconds here, as Ricci is just going to try to take it easy. Chareza's move to pit might not work out in the end, but it might just be after all. But right now, Chareza is still stuck behind Ri Liu, looking for overtaking chances that might just not be there. No one has decided to pit. Everyone's tires looks to be quite worn. Grip's definitely falling off for some of these drivers. Well, a lot of these drivers, Chareza might still have some grip in him. Obviously, having 10 laps fresher tires. Gap between Olgor and Ricci Turner has now dropped down to 19 seconds. Just a quick reminder again, the QR code for the if you want to buy the tickets to the Blue Journey Live. It's tonight, 7 p.m. GST. It's in around 4 hours from now. Just wanted to showcase you here. There's a QR code in the right side of your screen. You can scan the QR code here if you want to access the Blue Journey Live. Anyways, back onto the racing action. Looking into Tayo, who's currently getting pretty close there against Mendes. But not close enough. Fabio having a pretty decent race here up to this point. He's currently up in 6th place. Wimberley now putting the Okami Mio name where it should belong, currently in 5th place. Obviously, there's this miso soup analogy, but here, as we're saying this right now, Lorenzo Ricci almost had his lead under pressure from Goliath, but Goliath is up to the task. But after that amazing challenge there, Ricci still hangs onto the race lead. It's still a bit impenetrable for Ricci at the moment. Coming into the later stages of this race, and Looks to me. Ooh, the Lyle's really looking for an opportunity against Ricci. Belial looking for a chance against Ricci, but then again, I feel like the battle for this race will not probably go to out of place. So let's take a look at some of the other battles here. Aramazzi currently 14th place. Well, not exactly 14th place, as he's currently in 15th, because Fujifara Kamal is actually the one in 14th place, but is obviously not properly registered in the timing tower. Pretty quiet race, all things considered here. Rim Olgor still loses a lot of time back. As you can see here, shuffling a position here. You can see here Bobby Mendes got shifted off wide just a bit. But looks like Mendes is able to get his car back under control. Possible side-by-side battle further up. As you can see here, Antanarao side-by-side with Goliath. Now we have a new challenger for the race lead, possibly, as Antanarao sweeps down the inside of Goliath for him to steal second place. Meanwhile, Lorenzo Ricci is still stuck behind the lap car of Dan Evans, who is currently sitting in 20th place. The door might be open for Antanarao to steal the race lead away, but right now nothing comes of it. Antanarao obviously having his best finish for Okayu in Formula Hall Life with what should be a second place finish. Not even Antanarao was expecting it at second place, as he expects himself to at least, at most, challenge for top 5s. But to see him literally break out sometimes to definitely be in contention for this race win is a definite sight to be seen. And as you can see, it's currently looking, and just we're saying that we'll have some also news that Sean Goliath have stolen back his second place to Antanarao, but this time Turner and Tayo side by side, as Tayo had been losing out a good amount of positions there. He was currently in he was in 7th, but now after being overtaken by Rohan, he's now under pressure from Michael Turner. It's very feisty there between Tayo and Turner there. Again, there's a lot of battles here. Same car, and that might limit things a bit. But it all comes down to driver skill at this rate. As you can see, Antanarao and Goliath again, they trade blows. Antanarao's now back up to second place. Antanarao gaining a good amount of time against Lorenzo Ricci, who is currently really being blocked against Dan Evans in that Takane Loi car. Antanarao currently in second place. There's only one car that could decide the race, and that is the car, the number 61 car of Dan Evans. Dan Evans might just be the catalyst on who gets to win this race. Obviously, we also mentioned there's no real win because everyone's technically a winner here. As Antanarao loses just a tad against Ricci. Ricci trying to find a way past Evans. Sutter is still trying to find a way past Reliu. Zeke Wimberley is still kind of there, but not there enough. You see here, Antanarao just lost a good amount of time against Ricci on that last lap, which is saying something. But then again, we look at Antanarao, who's slowly gaining himself back. This is going to be pretty juicy. Tanarao. Oh, you can see here there might be a battle brewing up front here. You can see here Raj Kaczynski and Sean Pauly. Just wanted to follow them a bit just to get a bit of a breather. An hour has passed, and right now we have Pauly and Kaczynski crossing the line, already finishing their laps. Maverick Duciem just hanging around in 17th place with Kento Kai actually in 16th place. He was actually being shuffled a bit. Duciem was looking for an opportunity, but it just faded away. Antarao still getting close to Ricci, but again making moves when there should not be any. As Antarao loses a good amount of time. So everyone is going for that no-stop strategy, and everyone's just hanging around just as well. Children was expecting everyone to pit, but no one is pitting because apparently they're filling it with full fuel tanks. Children thought it was a good idea to try to not fill his fuel tank full, and now Children is almost paying the price. He's now currently sitting in 22nd. Still faster than the leader somewhat, but only marginally, as he's still stuck behind Fabio Mendes now. Fabio Mendes has already lapped Shazan Reza. But now Shazan Reza might just challenge him back. Coming to 7 and 8. Not close enough. Meanwhile, we have another trade of blows here. We had Turner and Tayo. Turner on the inside of turn 8. A possible overtaking move settle, but now we're looking at Turner looking for a move against Rohan. "25 laps to go here in this Blue Journey Yoake Ota 150-kilometer race here at Tsukuba, and right now the driver who has been under control since the start of the second third of this race, Lorenzo Ricci, still leads over Antanara, Goliath, Goyena, Wimberley, Mendes, Rohan, Turner, Tayo, Olgor. And right now the rest of the field is just trying to play catch up. You know, there's another battle here as we are going to go into what should be Tayo's onboard, as Tayo has been overtaken by Turner once again. And now we have another trading blows here. Goliath is going to try to challenge Antanaro down the outside. But Antanaro more than equal to the task of defending his position. Goliath trying to look for a move. And there's not much of a move. General's trying to still find a way to get past Ricci, but it's just not working. But this time we have Goyena trying to make an overtaking move against Goliath. The battle for the final point positions have been reignited, and now we can see Goyena driving for Bakora trying to edge against Goliath. And Goyena nudges in front. Now Wimberley's gonna try to get himself into the mix. 5 minutes is not far behind. While we're not talking about much of racing action, let's talk about the talents. If anyone here in the chat is interested to hear some stories, let me know in the chat room that you are interested in wanting to hear some virtual YouTuber stories. So anyways, back onto the racing scene here. There was some kind of battles here between... Can't really remember back who it was, but it was getting pretty close there. Meanwhile, the battle for the race lead is now expanded into the top 5. Fabio Mendes is still stuck behind Leo, his fellow Hollox teammate. Faster than Lorenzo Ricci and Tanner. Could this be a chance for him to steal possibly the race lead? And Tanner looking for a chance. We're gonna go cross the 20 laps to go mark soon. And right now, still a lot of train of race cars here, but there has been some good, decent side-by-side battles here at Tsukuba, despite the circumstances. Chowder Reza still looking for an opportunity. Reba, meanwhile, is looking for a chance to overtake against Perez, but Perez has the inside line at turns 10 and 11, and so Perez manages to defend. Riba still has a fast car, so let's not count out this battle. Bright sunshine here at Tsukuba at the Ibaraki Prefecture. 20 laps to go here in this 150-kilometer race. Still Lorenzo Ricci leading. Oh, potential side-by-side battles here between Perez and Takaboshi. And now we're looking into Atlanta Santana making a dive bomb onto Ricci down the inside at turn 12. And now Antanarao have managed to steal a race lead away from Lorenzo Ricci, and Tannerau is now your neat race leader. It seems that in every third of this race, there's gotta be like a new race leader, and right now it's looking to be the case. And Tannerau is now leading a field of 23 cars, and now you can see Tannerau is looking for an opportunity to get past Robert Croatia of all people. Not Croatia, not Robert Croatia, Dan Evans was now caught up to Ryan Kaczynski and Sean Pauly, so lap car battle might still continue on until the end. Michael Rohan and Michael Turner and Jeff Rohan side by side, and you can see here Michael Turner gets shuffle off wide here, and now Lorenzo Ricci again dive bomb down the inside of Antanarao to steal back the race lead. Antanaro's lead just couldn't last long, and Ricci now having his race back under control. Meanwhile, Goyena and Golisle side by side for the final podium positions. Who is gonna be edging ahead of who? Here comes turns 5 and 6. Goyena gets Golisle. And Tannerau now drops down behind Goyena. Now Goyena is going to try to challenge for second place. So many side-by-side encounters and so many new faces who will look to try to challenge for the race lead. Now Lorenzo Ricci side-by-side with the lap car of Dan Evans. And Dan Evans tries to hold his line, and that might open the door for Danilo Goyena to steal this race lead. If Ricci gets a bit impatient, that might be his race lead evaporated. And you can see Goyena's really breathing down on Ricci's neck for the battle for the race lead. Rohan has just been overtaken by Tayo, but not for long, as Rohan gets himself back up to 7. There might be a battle for 6th place against Rohan and Mendes. Meanwhile, Ricci still side by side behind the prospective lap car of Dan Evans. And it looks like Dan Evans just has to concede here. And now it's a mission for the drivers in second place on back to try to get past Dan Evans, who have definitely hold up a lot of the field here, especially the leaders. The blue flag rule in Santa Corsa does not work, so that's why they're currently still battling despite differing laps completed. Meanwhile, we have Reba and Perez side by side battles. Once again, Reba has the inside line at turns 11. And now coming into turn 12, Reba might just have this consolidated. Shadar Reza still being stuck behind lap cars, and now you can see here Shadar Reza is now in a hard place as he's currently under pressure from Michael Turner and Rim Olgor. The gap was 24 seconds between Olgor and Turner. Now the gap dropped down to 6.4 seconds. Consistency in clean air is currently Rim Olgor's game, but not far for how much longer you see here. Takabushi and Riba also not far behind. We've already passed 100 kilometers here in Tsukuba. We're gonna try to see if we can complete the last 50 with no issues. Jeff Rohan stuck behind another lap car. That looks to be Relio down in 21st place. Jeff Rohan tries to make it around the outside to bring the Toa car up to snuff. Now we're looking into basically the top 10 being split into two, the battle for top 5 and the battle for 6. And now Tanara and Golal side by side once again. Tanara tries to take back third place. Has the inside line, tries to chase Goyena. Crucially, they all have, these two drivers have already overtaken the lap car of Dan Evans. So right now the battle for Lee have now dropped down to just 2 cars. That is, if the drivers at the back are unable to make the chance against Dan Evans. And now, looking into both of them, they're now stuck behind Raja Kaczynski. As you can see here, Goliath and Tanarao training blue for the final podium positions once again. Tanarao now has the advantage. But Goliath has the inside line. Third place for Goliath. We're starting lap 62 here. We're looking at 13 laps to go here at Tsukuba on what has been a pretty interesting race. No one is looking to pit except Shadar and Reza, who have pitted, thinking that everyone else is going to pit as well. And that hasn't paid dividends for Shazrin, as he's currently sitting on the second last spot. Miyuki is the last driver out on track. There has been no DNFs, no crashes. Looks like all 23 cars are expected to finish, and which is a pleasant sight to see. All 23 performing at a high level. All 23 performing at a level where they really need to be, to just like their talents that they represent. Meanwhile, you can see here Goliath under pressure for Antanarao. Antanarao driving down the inside once again. Goliath now dropping down to 4th place once again after a fail overtaking move against Antanarao. Antanarao manages to defend third. A bit of an added thing for... information for Blue Journey. They also have some good amount of original songs. You know, they have their own music videos. Like for example, Astro, which is sung by Okayu, Noel, and Kanata. Atarao currently is in 3rd place, still defending against Strong Lyle. Michael Turner currently in 9th, and Hanare Miyuki down in 23rd. Anohi no Bokurae, performing by Minato Aqua, Anamane Kanata, and Yukana Lamy. Strong Lyle currently down in 4th place, with Amane Kanata representative Hanare Miyuki down in last place, and the Lamy representative Farah Kamal. Farah Kamal currently sitting in 14th place. Kimi ni Naritakatta, performed by Sakura Miko, Hosho Marine, and Omar Polka. Obviously, we're talking about the Miko car currently driven by Anita Perez, who's currently in 13th place. Hosho Marine represented by Lorenzo Ricci, who is actually leading this race. Omar Polka represented by Kaminari Reba, who's currently up in 12th. And then we have another live song, song, Boku. Just wanted to get the pronunciation right because I'm not too familiar with the Boku wa Hitori da, which is basically quite emotional, kind of, performed by Aqua, Marine, and Watame. We mentioned about Strong Lyle and Lorenzo Ricci. We just want to add that Aaron Mazzi currently hanging it around in 15th place. So yeah, these are one of the few songs from the Blue Journey members. And obviously, there has been an album release for, Blue Journey. 13 songs. 13 songs from them. Obviously, there have been music videos. Obviously, a lot of these members are gonna be performing as units. Obviously, they have record labels behind, so that also means that using their songs is basically a no-go because they're gonna get copyright claimed. It's just Yoake Nota is also, just want to remind you, the album name for the Blue Journey unit, which is comprised of these 23 members. Obviously, 23 of the 35 members from Gen 0 to 6 taking part in this project. 12 songs plus an instrumental. And now we're looking at Danilo Goyena, though, actually. Danilo Goyena making a dive bomb down the inside on Lorenzo Ricci at turns 10 and 11. Now the Pecora car taking the race lead. Another twist and turn in this Yoake Nota 150-kilometer race have just taken place. And now it's in the form of Danilo taking the race lead for Sada Pecora. The Nosaki is going to be very excited. The Pecora rides, Sada Pecora, at least in the aero, have not seen victory since May last year when Muhammad Zohair brought the Sada Pecora Honda to a win at Bororam. Danilo Goyena might just be the driver that could do what some other drivers couldn't. Danilo Goyena is currently leading this race, and if he can have this good string of races, he might just be able to come out as a winner. But he just tried to make an outside line move against a lap car of Raiji Kaczynski that almost backfired. If you think the battle for a race lead have just concluded, think again, as there's more battles in front and in the middle. As you can see here, Olgor and Turner looking to trade blows again. You can see here Michael Turner tries to push Shadran Reza down the lap and uses Shadran Reza as a pick. Turner jumps out to 9th. Rim Olgor, who was 24 seconds behind Michael Turner, is now in this battle. Obviously, he has to pass his teammate Shadran Reza. We're at lap 68. 7 laps to go, but this time we have Danilo Goyena being Under pressure for Lorenzo Ricci, but Lorenzo Ricci has the outside line. Goiena has the inside. Goiena looks to have this defense almost in the bag. But we also want to be paying attention to the final podium position battle between Goliath and Antanarao. Zeke Wimberley also in the mix. He might still third after all. You can see here Michael Turner really trying to find a way to get into 746. Taiyo has overtaken Michael Turner. He's now up to 8th place there. Hinoshi Taiyo. Looking at Rim Olgor. Olgor's under pressure for Takaboshi, who might think of a move down the inside. But that's just going to open the door for Perez to maybe steal a position away from Takaboshi. Here's Takaboshi down the inside of Olgor. Takaboshi now has a chance to be inside the top 10. Now tries to push Arisa a lap down as well. Oh, you can see here. Oh, lots of trading, blows between a lot of these drivers. Goiena is still stuck behind the lap car, Raji Kaczynski. Now Raji Kaczynski is the catalyst for who gets to be the race winner. Dan Evans has also been a catalyst for splitting the top two with the rest of the field. And now we also have Taiyo still in 7th place. Turner has just overtaken Rohan. Oh, a bit of an unsell car there for Michael Turner. Will it be enough? Oh, a lot of jostling around for position. Now Rim Olgor gets to steal 10th place from Jeff Rohan. Jeff Rohan, who was comfortably inside the top 5, 6th, 7th, now is looking to be out of the top 10 come the end of this race. Daniel Goiena have tasted victory for Pecora. He has won the Split B and overall split title for Formula Hall Lives' 2023 split season. Meanwhile, Michael Turner and Hinoshi Taiyo trade blows once again. Turner is now up into 7th place within his final 4 laps of this race. It's gonna be an interesting case to see who's gonna edge out. There's more battles. Rim Olgor now jumps up to 8th, and now Taiyo dropping down to 9th. Perez now jumps up to 12 against Kaminai Riba, who drops down to 13th place. More side-by-side battles. Now Rim Olgor is looking to challenge Michael Turner for 7th. Rim Olgor's consistent run in this race is paying off a lot, but now Michael Turner is gonna pull one back. And Michael Turner just able to do so, but for how much longer? And now you can see he really is absolutely blocking a lot of these drivers. And looking at Rim Olgor with an aggressive move down the inside for him to probably seal 7th place. Takaboshi steals 11th place from Anita Perez. You all drivers at the back also have a battle to watch out for. Kento Kai currently in 17th place, looking to find a way past Maverick Duciem in that Botan ride. Aaron Mazzi trying to find a way past Putrifara Kamal. And then we have Paulie and Kaczynski. Paulie is in a race of his own. Pretty lonely, sadly. Meanwhile, Lorenzo Ricci. Final 3 laps here at Tsukuba to decide the Yoake no Uta 150-kilometer race here at Tsukuba. Ricci finding every bit of gap possible. Let me see here. Oh, we can see here Goiena tries to make a move against Kaczynski. That might not be the right move, and now you can see here Goliath and Tanara side by side once again. They were battling for the race lead. Now they're battling for 3rd place, and Tanara currently has 3rd, but Goliath has the inside lane coming into turn 12, and Tanara tries to hang it around the outside, bring that momentum, but the momentum will be shut off as we're now starting the penultimate lap of this race. Goiena just hanging it around. Perez puts Rohan down to 12th. Rohan's run inside the top 10 was amazing while it lasted. It was fun. But now, it's a case of trying to survive as much position as possible. And now you can see here, Antanarao has just been overtaken by Zeke Wimberley here, fellow Gamers teammate, in some sort of friendly fire. And they're still at it. And Tanara, who was on course to be in the podium position, is now looking to just be out of it by 2 positions, as Zeke Wimberley might have a chance to attack Sean Goliath coming into the final lap of this race. Danilo Goyena still has some defending work to do, as Ricci is the one thorn on his side, and looking into the driver in front, Raj Kaczynski is currently a factor. Final lap of this Blue Journey, Yoake Nota, 150-kilometer race here at Tsukuba. The Song of Dawn is going to become the Song of Dusk as the evening settles in. Danilo Goyena having a very amazing race here to just hang it around. Let's take a look into the progress chart. Biggest gainers, Michael Turner by far. Started 17th, now up to 8th. Amazing race pace from him. Saturday tried to go for a bold strategy, but it didn't work out in the end. I mean, it happens for you, it sometimes doesn't. But anyways, Danilo Goyena shows to everyone that he is a talented driver, as Wimberley overtakes the turnaround once again. Danilo Goyena, it has been coming. Danilo Goyena representing Usada Pecora, and for all of the Noasakis watching, they can finally rejoice as Danilo Goyena crosses the line to win the Blue Journey Yoake Ota 150 at Tsukuba. An amazing race finally coming to an end. Lorenzo Ricci second, finally, with Sean Goliath settling for third. After an amazing battle with the drivers up front. What an amazing race it has been. Dan Evans, first driver to go a lap down. Ri Liu. Just wanted to confirm, Dan Evans, first driver to go a lap down. Ri Liu, Sheldon Reza, and Hanano Miyuki. They will finish between 20th and 23rd respectively. Meanwhile, as the final drivers cross the line, the results are as follows into the left side of your screen. And that should be it for the Blue Journey race here at Tsukuba, as the race finally comes to a conclusion. Now let's take a look into the final results of this race. Danilo Goyena takes the win for Usada Pecora for the first time in his ARO career. Congrats to him for sealing the win for the Nosagis. Lorenzo Ricci, second place for Hosha Marine. It was a tough battle. He led in the second, in the halfway stages of this race, but the Goyena just manages to hang it around in the end. Amazing stuff from Goyena, but Ricci also deserves a lot of applauses. Sean Goliath as well. He was the pole sitter, but manages to third place. Again, a good result nonetheless. Zeke Wimberley, fourth place for Okami Mio. Another good result for the Miofa, what has been otherwise a pretty nearly forgettable season. Well, not really a forgettable season, but not the season that they were expecting. Al Santara, fifth place for Nekomata Okayu. When he should have been winning this race, he knows he's got a lot of potential in him. So obviously he can use this opportunity to get himself up. And then we have Fabio Mendes for Hakui Koyuri in sixth place. And Rim Olgor, seventh place for Ozora Subaru. From almost being out of contention, he's now back in it. Michael Turner, biggest gainer here, started I think 15th. He was at 17th. He's now up to 8th. A good and fair improvement for the Australian driver. Keiko Takaboshi finishes 9th for Shiranui Flyer, and Hinoshi Tayo finishes 20th, 10th for Shiraka Fubuki. Perez finishes 11th for Sakura Miko, and Jeff Rohan, who was the top 10 contender, finishes outside of the top 10 after messing with the tires just a bit. He finishes 12th. Riba, 13th place for him. Farah Kamal, 14th place for Yukihana Lamy. 15th place goes to Aramazi for Tsunamaki Watame. DuCM, 16th place for Tsunamaki Watame, Shishiro Botan. For Kento Kai, 17th for Akiro Total Driver. 18th place goes to Jean Pauli for Inagami Korone. Pretty quiet race for him. Raji Kaczynski, 19th place, the last driver on the lead line representing Yuzuki Choko. He has been quite integral in who gets to win this race. Anyways, Dan Evans, first driver a lap down. He represents Takane Louis. Ryu 21st for Sakamata Chloe, Sheldon Reza, tried to go for a bold strategy to pit, but everyone else hadn't pitted, and overtaking has been very difficult. Everyone was able to manage their pace in the race. So Cesar stuck in 22nd, representing Himomori Luna, and Hanari Miyuki, last driver to finish this race, representing Amane Kanata in 23rd. With that out of the way, I don't think there's much replays to show, so we're just gonna leave it at that. So we're just gonna go into the final remarks of this race. It's a pretty interesting race. The Blue Journey Yoake Nota 150-kilometer race at Tsukuba. I mean, it's been very interesting here. We have had some confirmations on the finishing result, something like that. I just wanted to confirm to you. Let's not forget that this race coincides with the first live, the Yoake Nota first live concert, which will be hosted in the next 3 hours and 30 minutes. If you want to, again, final reminder, scan the QR code into the right side of your screen if you wanted to have access to the concert. Once you are able to scan the QR code, you'll be redirected to the ticketing section for you to move on to the next step. Anyways, it's been an interesting race here, the 150-kilometer race at Tsukuba, the Blue Journey 150. The Yoake Nota 150 has been a very interesting time for me to stream this race. Obviously, I'm just the lone guy in the commentary booth, but I'm just trying the best I can. Hopefully, everyone has enjoyed this race. I'm Mohamed Shadinreza in the commentary booth, and you've been watching Aero's special events race, the Blue Journey Yoake Nota 150-kilometer race at Tsukuba.